If you're getting ready to spend thousands to visit Paris, the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, the Arc de Triomphe, you're leaving a lot of Paris on the table. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get the best experience while you're in Paris. And if you're lucky, you might get tear gassed like we did. But more about that later. So here's what we're covering. We'll talk about the iconic stuff and how to do it best. We'll talk about those hidden gems and kind of where to find them. And then we'll talk about why the biggest problem in Paris has nothing to do with Paris. So let's get lost. Look, if you've never been to Paris, you have to visit the iconic spots. You'll want to go to the Eiffel Tower. You'll want to go to the Louvre. You'll want to experience all those things. But again, here's the thing that not everyone tells you. They're really touristy. You're going to have long lines. The area surrounding it for the next 2 blocks is going to be filled with touristy restaurants and people trying to sell you little miniatures of the Eiffel Tower. And let's not forget the pickpockets. That's a whole different chapter. So let's start with the Louvre. Louvre is an amazing facility. And every hour on the hour, there's a stampede of tour groups that come in. They come in to see the Mona Lisa, the Venus de Milo. They walk in and they walk out. And those areas are packed. Here's a picture of someone taking a picture with their phone while I'm trying to take a picture. But the amazing part is when you get away from those places, everyone else in the tour group has seen this much of the Louvre, and then they're gone. If you keep going, you'll almost own the Louvre to yourself. And there's amazing exhibits, ancient Egyptian, right? Ancient Greece, medieval times locations. There are amazing things to see. And once you get rid of the cattle call of all the different tour groups, you're going to enjoy that trip much better. Maybe you're looking for something a little less busy. The Pantheon is a fantastic building. And as far as Paris goes, it's like a baby because it was built in like 1790. But the lines are amazingly small. But the building is absolutely gorgeous. And the crypts at the bottom hold some very famous people. And there's some amazing views of the Eiffel Tower as you look down the street. But my personal favorite is the catacombs. 6 million people buried below the streets of Paris. But the best part is that you have to have a reservation. And they limit the amount of people that go down there because there's no barriers between you and the bones that are down there. So they don't want to pack a cattle cave of people that can destroy that. So it's very limited in the number of people that go in there. And at times, it'll feel like you're all alone, which by the way is a little bit creepy because there's a lot of dead people down there. So it is absolutely amazing and a must do. And the area around there isn't as touristy, and there are wonderful places to eat in that area. All right, so let's talk about some of the things that you're not going to find in the guidebook. First, one of my favorite things to do is get my head out of my phone, and when we're walking the streets, is to look up and around. There is stuff everywhere in Paris. So one of my favorites are these little mosaic tiled space invaders that you'll find in all the buildings. Little gems of artwork that are just kind of randomly out there in a quirky, fun sort of way, right? Those are the things that are kind of fun that you would run into. Let's talk about the metro stations. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but some of the metro stations are almost a piece of art. The Pont Neuf station is a great one. They have this design of different currency that lines the top of the metro station, and it goes from like 1200 years ago all the way up to modern times. And again, they're just something random that you'd walk into that makes it kind of a unique experience. This is a quick one for me. If you just happen to pop in on the Champs-Élysées to the McDonald's, they sell macarons. And lastly, just a couple more pieces as you're going into Paris. As you walk around, you're going to find these gems like the Pont Saint-Denis Arch or the replicas of the Statue of Liberty. As you're going out to these places, you're not just visiting pieces of history, but you're also taking in some of the culture as you walk through. Okay, let's get real. The biggest reason people have challenges in Paris has nothing to do with Paris. The Parisians get this bad rap for being cold, but when you have 40 million people visiting your home every single year, you get a little exhausted. So there's just a few things that you can do when you go that'll make the experience so much better. Okay, the first thing you have to do is say bonjour and merci. That's it. 2 words, 4 syllables, 1 amazing reaction. Imagine someone coming to your house every day and just going, parlez-vous français? Without even saying hello. That is the same thing we're doing every single time we go to Paris and we say, do you speak English? Before we even engage with them. So before you go, take a little bit of time. Check out a couple language apps like Duolingo. Learn just a few words, and that'll go miles when you go over there and you start talking to the locals. Second, we do things quickly here in the US, and especially at dinner. We go into a restaurant, we expect to get food, be done maybe in 30 minutes, an hour max. Our servers are earning tips, so they want to turn the tables, they want to get you out, so that way they can make more tips. In Paris, it's not like that. The servers make an actual wage, so turning tables doesn't mean anything to them because they're already earning a wage and not tips. And people that go to dinner, it's more of a social gathering than it is a means to an end. So they'll spend hours there, have a glass of wine or a bottle of wine actually, and they'll sit and enjoy each other's company. So take those times, take those moments, not to rush through, and enjoy it. Enjoy those moments, whether it's sitting in a park or sitting in a restaurant. Take those times to just kind of sit and breathe it all in. And lastly, leave some time on your schedule for the unexpected. If you jam everything in at every given moment so you can see everything in Paris, then you're not going to leave those times for those unexpected things. And for us, the best part of the whole trip was actually getting tear gassed. So here's the problem. You don't expect to get tear gassed. So I didn't record us getting tear gassed. But I still have friends in hospitality. I have artists that still work for Disney. I called in some favors, and I got some high quality recreations that we're going to share with you. Here we are, the family, sitting at the cafe. Group of protesters come by. Next you see the police step in, a few little words, boom, tear gas thrown, wind blows it into the cafe. We run downstairs. So the best part is what happened after. No, it wasn't getting tear gassed. I'm going to be honest, that sucks. I don't want to go through it again. I prefer not to. But some of our favorite people on the trip, we met while we were getting cleaned up after getting tear gassed. Wonderful patrons, the people that worked at the restaurant, people from Paris, people from all over the world were eating there. And we had wonderful conversations. Not only we talked about what just happened and we were able to kind of laugh it off then, but also we got to learn about their lives. And had we not talked to them, we would have never gotten the picture with the tear gas canister. One of our new friends went out and got it for us. And again, that's an experience that we tell everybody since we got back. It's so unique and it's so awesomely terrible that we will be talking about it for years to come, and we would have never had that had we stuck into a tight itinerary and only done the iconic locations. So what's the verdict on Paris? Overall, Paris is a must-see. Absolutely amazing. You would be amiss if you didn't see it at some point in your life, and even if you stuck to the big attractions, there is so much there for you to see, you would want to go back again. Second is the food. Food is absolutely phenomenal, from tiny little cafes to finding a 3 Michelin star restaurant. The food is out of this world, and they take such great pride in their food. Crazy thing was, we ate all the time and actually lost weight on the trip. And then lastly is the people. The people are amazing. And the only way for you to experience the people is to get out of your itinerary and take some time to spend some time with the Parisians, learn their culture, and get to know them. And you would be amiss if you didn't do that if you went to Paris. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you see Paris. Just go see it. You'll be happy that you did. I'm LostJ, and get lost in your own adventure.